What's going on, guys? Today we have something different for you. We have a GR Corolla in the shop. It's getting a set of Annex Suspension coilovers. First time installing these. We just set up an account with those guys over in California. They seem awesome. They've been very helpful. We got Swift springs on these things too, so let's check them out. Jesus is putting them in right now. All right. Hey, Jesus already got the car apart, as usual. But I told him to stop so we could take some videos of this stuff. Damn, is this is it?
Yeah, that's it. That's part of it. That's the spring.
The rear?
Yep.
So like I said, we got Swift springs on this set. Okay, well, I was just telling them that we just set up an account with this company, so we never installed these before.
No,
right?
this is the first time. It's a little funky because the adjustment for is on here for the preload instead of on the bottom.
Oh, is that the top?
Yeah, that's the top. Because I have to retain the stock shock mount.
Okay.
Because it bolts up to the body on the side.
Okay.
So, and then obviously this goes in the lower controller. Oh no, it actually has a stud.
So the preload adjustment is
On the top.
on the top.
Yeah.
Wow, that is different.
Yep. So it makes it easy.
And the dampening's on the bottom.
Yep. So it's easy. All I have to do is take this off and I can spin it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know anything about this brand, but they're very helpful so far.
Yeah,
and
so-
the stuff looks pretty nice.
No, it does look nice. It's the first time I've ever seen this
This
brand.
company. And they make stuff for S chassis too. They make stuff for everything, it seems like.
Oh, nice.
How was the packaging? It looks like it was
Yeah,
pretty nice.
it was packaged nice. It was actually packaged really nice.
Oh yeah, they even got tools in here. Oh, they have the spanner wrenches in here and then the little Allen key.
Yeah. I mess with the packaging because it's actually like packaged really, really nice. I know I unboxed it already, but
Oh wow.
everything was
Yeah,
like these look quality.
Yeah.
It's not like you Rev 9 people.
Damn, that's crazy. Is Rev 9 like a crazy?
It's eBay.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I didn't know. All I know is like
Max Peating Rod.
Max Peating rods, not Max speeding rods. Max Peating
Peating.
rods. I'm like, why is that the name?
Yeah, Rev 9 I think is like $600 for the set of coilovers or something like that.
We got install instructions, scan, like usual. Everyone's doing the scan thing
I got
these
you.
days. We got some nice stickers in here. Wait, we got an owner's manual. This is awesome. Some stickers.
Yep.
Yo, there's more stuff in here. Damn, lanyard? What the hell is this? I don't know what this is. This looks like it might be some kind of tool of some sort, so we're gonna have to check that out. That's not gonna stay there. Yo, they gave him a lanyard and this. It looks like some kind of tool.
Yeah, this looks like something.
For what?
I gotta figure it out. Maybe.
Check the owner's manual.
Yeah.
They got customer name, assembly number. This is all handwritten. They got the type of springs in there. Quality control check, assemble, signature. Okay, this is awesome. I love this. I wish more brands did this.
They need some of these brands need to step their game up.
Yeah, because these weren't even that crazy expensive. Club Spec Pro, I think that's the name of these coilovers. Yeah, Club Spec Pro. Yeah, this front shock strut is inverted, so the dampening's on the bottom. So that means the shock body up here is thick, which is awesome.
Yep.
Stance coilovers are like that too.
Yep.
Damn, this is nice.
Yeah, it looks beefy.
What is this for? Some kind of plastic part? Probably to hold on some kind of sensors or something along those
Most
lines.
likely, I gotta look.
Yeah.
Because there's ABS sensor there that runs along.
Okay.
So.
And they even so when we ordered these, they were like, I think they were like, oh, just please let your customer know that the springs are not blue, they're black. I'm like, I don't think he's gonna mind, but
I'd rather have blue than
I think
black than blue.
I think it was blue and black, something like that. I was like, yeah, I don't think he's gonna mind, but the fact that they reached out and told us that was pretty nice because Some people get pretty mad when that happens. I also like the semi-gloss black. I think that looks really nice.
Yeah, it makes it look sweet.
Yeah. All right, cool. So dampening's on the bottom.
Is this the tool for the dampening? Yes, it is.
Okay, so that's why you have that tool. It's easier to get in there with that tool, especially if you have it taller, because this will be deeper in here. All right, cool. I guess we'll film some of this install, and then we'll see how it handles afterwards. Go for a drive after we do the alignment.
Hopefully they ride good.
I mean, yeah,
they look good.
I told the customer the Swift springs are usually the best upgrade.
Yep.
So.
So far, the only thing I don't like is you can't put the bellow in the for the shock mount. So when you bottom out, all you're is gonna be harsh. This normally dampens it, but hopefully they don't bottom out. I tried to see if I could cut it, but like the measurement, this is the amount I would have to cut to leave it, so it wouldn't get on here and disturb me from adjusting it, and it won't work because I'll cut the bellow, or I'll cut the bushing. So we're running it without the bushing.
Energy flows round the room, makes you the fire in your heart is bright. Music makes you feel. Feel the blood under your skin, full of it. The fire in your heart is bright.
So to do the front coilovers, to get to the top hats, we have to take the cowl off. So you gotta take the wipers off and all the good stuff, the plastic. So, you know, we're gonna have fun right now. So I already took the nuts off, pause. And I don't like this part.
The fire in your heart is bright. Music makes you feel. Makes you move. Makes you feel.
I'm only doing this so I could take the coilover out, so we grease them. You grease them so it doesn't get stuck. Let me get the spanners. Yes, you could just go here and put a little bit. No, I take them completely out because it doesn't get all the way into the strut mount.
Right.
Yes, it takes a while. But it's worth it. It's worth doing this before you install it, so the coilovers never get stuck. And you have to buy new ones for no reason when they're not blown. This thing coilovers only 2 years get stuck because you guys be dirty driving, you know? You don't want seized coils. Damn, these are long. Say finally. So, here at Faction Motorsports, since we like Nissan stuff, PVC grease. I mean, there's when I installed my own coilovers, you know, you could use multi-purpose red grease, same thing. If you don't have that, you can use, this is what this is, just gold. Caliper grease. Anti-seize, I mean, if you want to look like the Tin Man after you're done, I mean, go ahead. I don't really like using anti-seize because it makes, like, when you turn the coilovers, it makes it really tight for whatever reason. And I've had coilovers that I installed on my own cars that I use anti-seize, and it didn't really stop it from freezing up. So I'd rather use PVC grease. PVC grease, wheel bearing grease, multi-purpose grease, brake grease. It all works well. You could use anti-seize in a pinch, but I wouldn't recommend it. You don't have to go this crazy. I'm here already. Might as well. Make sure I put a little bit at the bottom. And go back on. See you guys in 25 minutes. This is the only thing that's different from the sides that I just have to move for the left side. Just have to move the wiper transmission. But other than that, that's about it. It's only 2 bolts anyway to make it easier. That side's good. I'll put the cowl on later because I still have to do the other side. So put the sway bar end link back, put the knuckle back, and then just the ABS sensor bolt up and the brake line. That's really it. It has the provisions that I gotta figure out. But I will figure it out. I think it makes you use this Allen instead. Yes, it does. Give me a few. All right, so taking the rear out is pretty simple. On this, basically, what you do is the toe adjustment is a 19 and a 22. Just crack this loose a little bit. Obviously, then you take the 17 nut and bolt out. Obviously, something holding the lower control arm, or else this thing is just gonna fly out because of spring tension. You take that out with, if you're working on the floor with a jack, is the best way. We have a pull jack. Hold it, just loosen it down a little bit, walk it out. Spring comes out. Then for the shock, it's a 17 stud, as you saw me Chris and I putting it in the back. It's a 22 mil on the stud. And then just 2 17s up top, and it should come out. And then you just have to reuse, as you saw me do before, reuse the shock mount onto the coilover, and you're good to go. And then we'll adjust the ride height. I'll show you guys when we get there.
All right, everybody, the coilovers are on the car. You set the height where you wanted it, which was, how much, you don't know how much lower it was, but it was a 2-finger gap in the back, and it was 2 in the front?
Yep.
It was
a little bit more in the front
More,
to make
yeah.
it to make it even.
Yeah, the
But-
front should usually have more gap than the back. We're used to that because we're used to people who want slam cars around here. That wasn't even slam, that was actually pretty high.
Yeah.
But then we went to set the preload and we couldn't really get to the numbers we needed. So we were going through their instructions and
Which we should have read first.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is reading this entire book before you do this.
Yeah, it's time consuming.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but luckily they have the info in here. And it says it is important to note that the FastRoad Pro system, which I don't even know if this is the Pro or the...
I believe so, it's the Fast Pro.
is optimized for a moderate drop, 40 millimeters, and is not intended for extreme lowering. 40 millimeters is less than 2 inches.
It's 1.5 inches, I think.
So that's not really a lot at all. So what we did is we raised this back up 1/2 inch or 1/4 of an inch from where we had it. And then set the dampening from there and measured everything. And another fun fact about this brand is
They gave us the spring measurement.
yeah, they gave us the spring measurement and the preload that they want these springs at, which is important to note because if you go further in here, it will tell you 10 millimeters of preload on a divorce spring setup. But if you go here, it'll say they want 6 millimeters for front and rear.
For Swift spring, since we upgraded it to Swift spring.
Yeah, so we're gonna go with the handwritten notes. And that actually helps us out because if we went with 10 millimeters right now, we wouldn't be able to hit it again. We'd have to raise the car up even more. Mm-hmm. And right now, this is the lowest the car can be with the preload set exactly what they want it.
Yes.
So I could go through, explain to you how to set the preload on this thing. It's kind of a nightmare. You're setting the preload with the shock body. You're setting the height with the spring.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very confusing process. We're gonna drive this car, see how it feels. If you guys want another video on that, let us know. We can do one. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, and some of them explain that. Most of them bypass this section completely because they don't want to talk about it. And then other people tell you to do it the incorrect way. And
we just found out.
Yeah, we just had to do a lot of research on this specific setup.
Yep.
And this is the easiest way to do it. Because usually the shock is mounted up here.
Yep.
And you can unbolt it down
from
here.
the bottom. But because this one has a stud and it's so hard to take it out the stud, we had to actually do it from the top.
Yeah,
and take it out from the top.
Which it actually isn't really that bad.
It's not that bad.
So, all right, so we got that done. Now we're going to jump to the other side. I guess we could just do a time lapse of the other side, and then then we're going to do the alignment. Then we'll go for a drive and see how these feel. I have a feeling these are going to be the best feeling coilovers we've installed here, other than maybe like a stance setup that's not slammed. Mm-hmm. You know, I think these are on the same quality as stance, I would say.
Yeah, because I know I'm throwing out a name, but I don't really like KW's ride nice. Don't get me wrong. I just don't like the adjustability aspect that we can't.
Oh, you don't like
the raise?
You can't do the preload separate from the height.
Yes, that's what I don't like.
Yeah, it's kind of nice that you can do both on this, but what we were just saying before was they obviously want a pretty long shock body. So if we lower the spring any more back here, which we had it before, we had it about 2 inches instead of 2.5 inches back here, we maxed out the dampener in the shock body.
And
we couldn't set the preload right.
Nope.
So right now the preload is set right on the spring using the shock body, but it's maxed out in here.
It's maxed out in the preload, and this is the lowest we can go for the preload.
Yeah.
For the preload.
Okay, so that was fun.
Yep. And here we go, other side.
And then you got to do the front.
Yup.
And even though I know I have the time to give, the pain will go away and dry the hidden tears. I chose to love you more, cause heart breaks my fling. That girl that came before you was never my thing. And even if I could, I would never call it Nash.
All right, we're doing the alignment right now. Jesus, wanted to adjust the camber at the knuckle instead of the top hat because the top hat is to get to, and we're not doing any crazy.
It's covered. It's literally a plate covered.
Wait till you turn around and get mad. Everybody, we had to raise the front again. I suggest y'all get one of these metric tape measure.
Coño!
Best thing we have in the shop. Bunch of metric tape measures. I personally hate dealing in inches, but I don't know. All right, Jesus is setting this thing up. Gonna do the alignment on it, and bye. Oh, and then we're gonna do a test drive. It's automatic, so it's not gonna be that fun, but at least we can see what these things feel like. The height was off by like 5 millimeters. I didn't like it, so Jesus raised the front 5 millimeters. Now we redo the alignment again. So he's putting the car in the air because he wants to set the camber at the knuckle. This is a street car, and the owner, I think he replaced these coilovers just for comfort reasons. I don't think he plans on tracking this car or anything. This is kind of just a car that he drives. His wife drives it, so he's setting the camber at the knuckles. Usually, if it's like a track car or something, we usually almost dump the camber at the knuckles when we install the coilovers, and then just use the top hats. But the top hats are a bitch to get to in this car too, so it's just easier to do the alignment on the bottom, especially since we're not doing any crazy camber settings. It's basically gonna be factory. All right, so now you got tape on your leg. Let me get that for you. Is this a titty? What is this?
It looks like it.
That's a titty, girl. All right, now you did that, you gotta throw it out.
I was gonna throw it out.
All right, guys, we are taking the GR Corolla for a test drive. Just put the coilovers in. I wanna see what these feel like. So, we're gonna take this thing on the highway real quick, just to make sure that everything sounds good. Unfortunately, it's rush hour right now, so worst time to be doing this. I mean, we're just driving down the side streets to the highway. Everything feels fine. It honestly feels like a stock car so far. I don't hear any weird noises or anything. I think I heard like a slight noise when we first started driving, but I'm hitting a lot of bumps right now and I don't hear anything, so. But we're gonna go on the highway right now and maybe take an off ramp or something a little bit aggressive. There's really nothing we can do. We're pretty much in a fucking city at this point, so. Oh, wow. I just hit sport mode and exhaust got loud as hell. But overall, it's pretty nice. This car's crazy. It's driving like it's manual.
It's rev matching.
Yeah, like it's rev matching downshifts. It's kind of insane. All right, I think we got a green light here, so we're gonna see what happens. See if we can take this corner at a relatively fast speed, but we might have to brake. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
This thing feels planted.
It's just hugging.
It's green still. Woo. Wow, we timed that perfectly. Wow. Yeah, I think they're gonna enjoy this. Everything feels good. No noises. The Swift springs are doing their thing. Swift springs are the best springs that you can put in any coilover system. And I wish this car was mine. So I think job well done. Great daily driver too. Automatic transit is pretty fun.